Again, Jay Walk. Floyd.
We are live. We're going live. All right. Here we go. Let's get started with this clip real quick.
A candlelight vigil tonight for a murdered 16-year-old girl. The family of Thea's is asking for the public's help in capturing her killer. The girl's body was found on the side of the 110 freeway on January 8th. And Eyewitness News reporter Leanne Studer is live outside the LAPD 77th Division with more on this story. Leanne.
Yeah, an emotional plea tonight from the victim's family, desperate to catch her killer. She was just 16 years old. Her family pleading for anyone with any information to come forward. Just take a look. This is a picture of 16-year-old Tioni Theus. As I said, that young girl was found dead along the freeway. Her body discovered along the southbound 110 on-ramp at Manchester. It happened January 8th. Drivers noticing her body around 8 a.m. and calling authorities. Investigators say that she had been murdered, her body simply dumped along the roadside. The CHP investigating the murder, the LAPD also joining that investigation. Tonight, her family again pleading for the public's help.
We're talking about a 16-year-old. And we're not talking about an adult. We're talking about a 16-year-old child. She was thrown on the side of the freeway like trash, and she's a child. She meant something to her family.
To be left on the side of the street of a roadway, 16 years of age, it's just insanity. The evil that's behind that, to take a life, a young, promising life.
The chief, as well as Theus's family, say they know that there are people out there who know exactly what happened to her, and they are pleading with them to come forward. If you have any information, you are urged to call authorities. Back live now here, a very emotional service and vigil here for that 16-year-old. Again, that family, heartfelt plea, trying to get any answers they can to her murder.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great.
All right, you guys. I just want to welcome you guys out to the Focus Up Show. We just want to start today off with a clip that we think that was kind of important for us to kind of wrap our head around. Like I said again, welcome to the Focus Up Show. I want to say good morning to my boy Jay Walk and my man Mr. Floyd. How you brothers week going? How y'all weekend? How was y'all week rather?
It was good for me, brother. Made it through the week, still here, doing what we do. I'm doing good.
Same this way. Productive week. Doing my school thing.
Cool. That's right. Today's January the 29th. Saturday morning, beautiful day.
It's my son's birthday today. Happy birthday to my oldest son, 24 years old.
Happy birthday.
That's right. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, we start today off with a clip, that's been floating around Los Angeles. I'm pretty sure everybody heard about that situation. I guess it's a good topic for us to start off on and try to address and give our point.
Who got that dinging going on?
No, that's my watch trying to do is catching up. Let me turn this off. Yeah, trying to, give our point of view about the situation that we just witnessed on the news clipping. Me personally, I'll let y'all start it off and, give y'all situation on y'all point of view on the situation because it's real deep.
Well, the thing with her, she was just a young girl. This kind of touched me real deep. We all have daughters, so I know it hit everybody kind of the same way. Just to hear how she was done, murdered, see how cute she was, and just thrown on the side of the road like a piece of trash. I really felt for her dad. Her dad is Darian Jackson. He seen her the day before her murder. She told her dad she was going to a party, and they was talking, and he just asked, "Why don't you just stay here? Just stay here with me." And And she said to her dad, "Nobody loves me but mom." Her mom got hit with a hit and run accident, and he said, "That's not true. I love you." He picked her up and hugged her and gave her a kiss and told her he loved her. Didn't know that would be the last kiss. 4 years prior to that, he had to bury his 19-year-old son who got shot and killed in a drive by. So it's real tough on him. He's a fixture in Inglewood, a store owner, and I just couldn't imagine like going through that as a father. So as far as what happened to the young lady, I have no clue, but last he talked to her like the same night, and he just said she was going to a party. That's what she told him. So that's a tough one to deal with.
It is, man. It's just one of them sad situations, man, when we think we got time and don't know when it's gonna happen or what's gonna happen. Man, I couldn't even fathom what happened to that young lady, bro. I mean, we
Yeah,
just tossed her out on the side of a freeway or whatever.
but
Man,
this is how the generation uh is acting right now. You know, we've heard a lot of grisly scenes, a lot of grisly stories growing up in our environment when we grew up, right?
yeah,
But right now I think it's a lot more politics involved. Social media, I think, plays a lot into what's going on, and I've always said I think that a kid owning a cell phone, it should be an age requirement.
okay,
Um, and I think that if you're giving your kid a cell phone, they shouldn't have access to everything an adult has access to on the cell phone.
mm,
It's like come on, you don't give your kid a cell phone, and then your kid can still look up pornographic videos on the cell phone in elementary school.
yeah,
Like it's like, come on, man. Somebody need to set some type of boundaries for these kids. Um, because if nobody set boundaries for these kids, who's going to do it?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the world is kind of wide open right now with the technology, and like they able to see more than we was able to see and do. The access is right there, and they could plan stuff right in front of you. You could be with your daughter or your son, and they could be like, "Okay, we're gonna meet up.
yeah,
Yeah, he about to drop me off
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right."
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. So it's really no telling as to what happened or why, but I know it's truly sad and kind of disgusting. And like a lot of reaction from a lot of people is negative. Like I put a post up on Facebook about it, and I'm gonna read what this cat said. Like, I'm not gonna name drop or none of that, but it's a guy I debate a lot on different situations with black women.
okay,
And this was his response. Lots of these young black girls set up black men, bro. You know black girls have smart mouths with no father. Has her father came out yet?
damn, that's some
I'm
cold shit.
Yeah, I'm like,
That's cold.
my response is my daughter's 11 years old and has a smart mouth. Is death appropriate?
Gee,
Like,
Mm.
man,
like this, it just pissed me off, and but a lot of people getting a lot of things misconstrued. You can't judge the victim, dude. You never know what transpired or what happened, and
yeah,
who cares if she was lost or whatever, but she didn't deserve that, and that was just messed up. We got to protect our young girls, man.
real talk, man, dude. So, real quick, we got a special guest coming up, uh, brother Maurice X, better known in the streets of San Jose as Gangsta Reese, former recording artist and former current community activist. We're gonna bring him in and let's get his take on Miss Tiona Theus also. Let's go ahead and bring him in real quick. Let me make sure he's ready to go.
And this time I want to give shout outs to our sponsors. Homie's Way, I appreciate y'all looking out, waking up this morning, checking out our show. As well as Kilo 2, Nola J. You can find their music on Pandora, Spotify, and everybody else that's looking at the show. I appreciate y'all support. And yeah, just want to get that out right quick.
LeBread Towing.
Okay.
LeBread Towing, my bad.
All right, brother Maurice X. Can you hear us, brother?
So, can you hear me?
We can hear you, brother. We can hear you. How you doing this morning, brother?
Go ahead, say it again.
How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. How you doing? How y'all doing?
Doing good, brother.
All right.
Yeah, we got Mr. J Walk here. Then we got Mr. JC, other co-hosts to the show. And right now we're speaking on the sister Tiona Theus, who was found on the road down in LA off a freeway in LA. She was found deceased, 16 years old, sister. So right now we're speaking on that. Did you hear anything about this story, brother?
I heard a little bit about it, but I didn't know the particulars about it. I know that they were doing some protest behind it. I know the big deal was the fact that she was 16 years old, and I don't know if she was there for a few days before she was found.
Yeah.
So you can correct me if I'm wrong on that. If so, that would bring into the question family, friends, and accountability on where she was at and why did it take so long to find her and what happened and why is she out in the world being a young woman, a young girl like that, being able to maneuver around late night like that, you know what I mean? And it's responsible people, but you know what I mean? You got to tell, those of us who have daughters, you have to take extra precautions because the world that we live in today is not the same world that was of yesterday.
That's right. Yes, sir. Real talk. Man, some real talk.
I had a question for my brother.
Yes, sir.
Well, what would you say, to another black man that has a daughter that's 16 and she's at that transitional stage where she's starting to rebel and don't want to listen and follow, the rules and regulations of your household, to the point where you have to contemplate kicking her out? How would you process that?
Well, I think contemplating kicking her out is another way of giving up on your child. You're gonna have to go through the bumps and the bruises in order to teach someone. As a father, as a parent, you got to provide guidance for your seed, for your child that's up under your roof. Remember, before she was 16 and going through that transition, you taught her how to use a spoon. You taught her how to talk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. These are some things that you need to bring back into light. So I've personally went through that. I have 2 daughters. So my youngest daughter was cool because she seen the hell that my oldest daughter went through with me. But my daughter, she has some, she started feeling herself, smelling herself. We when we're a teenager, men and women, when we turn teenager, we start to feeling ourselves and thinking that we grown and whatnot. And I had to remind her that you still my child. I cut your umbilical cord. But what's different with girls, you got to be able to know how to listen and to understand and to not have pass any judgment. Even though you might think it's some real some square shit going on, you got to be like this. I understand. Did you look at it this way? Well, I just want the best for you. And even though you say your daughter got a boyfriend she met online and he stays out in Minnesota or something. You know what I mean? And he flies out here, man. You may not agree with it. You know what I'm saying? You may not agree with it, but you need to go through the motions because you remember with children, brother, something that you don't like is going to attract them more and they're going to want to do it more.
Mhm.
So if you're accepting to it at a point, they be like, oh, this nigga's not tripping. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's not that good for me. So you got to use that reverse psychology or
Reverse
sometimes. But
psychology.
I don't never give up. But I know how to love somebody from a distance though. So if you're being toxic to me, whether it be my daughter, my mother, my son, if you're being toxic, I love you, but I just can't deal with you on a daily basis.
And would you guys agree that there's always a transitional stage when it comes to your kids transitioning from the household into the world?
What do you mean transitional stage?
Far as every child has to leave the household once upon a time in their life to
Yeah,
be able to experience life, right?
yeah,
Um, how there's no perfect way for your kid to transition. Every parent wants their kid to transition on a certain level, you know what I mean, to where they're able to know that their kid is going to be able to succeed when they get into the environment that they're in, right?
yeah.
Um, far as what age group would you say you would be comfortable your kid leaving the nest?
Well, it depends on the child. It depends on their maturity and how they carry themselves.
Let,
Like like
let,
like I could tell like with my daughter, she's real smart and she's mature, but she's still a kid, and
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of stuff she do to where I'm like, well, you better slow down with that one right there. You know what I mean? Even with that smart mouth, it's like, okay, you better watch your step with that one. Just even dealing with me. But it really just depends because it's like a lot of stuff that I allow my oldest son to do that like my younger son, he wasn't mature enough. I didn't feel he was like mature enough to handle this because he showed that, you know.
let me put this out there. There's a popular YouTuber. His statement was, daughters should go from their father's house to their husband's house. How do y'all feel about that?
I mean, me personally, you know, if your kid is being disrespectful, there's only so much a parent's gonna put up with when it comes to their children being disrespectful in the household. You understand what I mean? Don't no parent wants to have to kick their kid out the house, let alone their daughter, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to your daughter disrespecting the household when you're gone, bringing people into the house, smoking weed in the house, just being disrespectful with her mouthpiece, it's only so much a parent is gonna put up with to where you know it's you don't want it to get physical. You understand what I mean? From the background you came from, your outlet is to be physical. You understand what I'm saying? When you're trapped in the corner of being disrespected.
So
You understand what I mean?
yeah, so brother Maurice was saying that kicking them out. I think he said something like that's giving up on them, like showing a sign of giving up on them.
Yeah.
So let's say you kick them out the house and they go wherever they end up. Let's say they move in with a boyfriend,
Hmm.
not a husband but a boyfriend. Um, as far as, do you intervene or do you just let it be because you know that that child is rebellious and you just say, okay, she's gonna have to get her head knocked around to understand that I was just trying to do my best for her. Will you just let it be or what?
I don't think
Hmm.
kicking them out is a solution whatsoever.
Okay.
Like like even like my son is here. He's just 24 today. Like I that's the solution. That's the solution right there. But with a girl, I don't see a solution like get the hell up out of here and stuff like that. I personally don't because I know I could give them more hell by just being around in their face to where if they leave, they leave. Now I can't stop that,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna be like get the hell up out of here because man, these streets is
But
real crucial for
these
a young
kids
lady.
these days, you know what I mean? These kids these days, figure out they know it. You understand what I mean? And you say to yourself as a parent, it's only so much you put up with when it comes to your kids. Even though when you were a kid, it was only so much your parent put up with before they told you had to kick rocks.
Yeah.
What age was that?
I don't see
You
that.
know what's crazy about what you're talking about right here, the topic, is that the black culture here in America is one of the only cultures that perpetuates, as soon as my kid turned 18, they got to get about the house.
Okay.
We're one of the only cultures to do that. If you look at Asian cultures, if you look at the Caucasian, if you look at some of these other, those children stay in the house and they go to college. They still with the parents. When they do, I read something the other day. This lady said my coworker was pregnant and she had a baby. And she was from India. They said her parents flew in from India and stayed with them for a year to take care of their child, so they wouldn't have to pay daycare or whatnot. Stay with them for a year until the child was of age to start talking and walking. But we so quick to, and when I say we, I'm just saying black people in general, not the people on here. We're 18, you up out of here. But what we're doing is we're sending a child out into the world that they're not prepared, they're not ready for.
Yeah.
I'm with big OG, triple OG Jaywalk on this, that you can give them tough love. And as a black father, everybody's father's here, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As a black father, we say it, we lip profess and say, oh, get the fuck out of my house or whatnot. As soon as they leave your house, you keeping tabs on everywhere they at. You checking on where they at. Because that's your daughter and that's your son. Even my son is 30 years old. He be 30 this year. Hey, I still grab him. That's my baby boy. And I be worried about it. Even when I'm mad at you, I could be like, fuck you, nigga, get up out of here. But I be like, where you at? You safe? Don't drink and drive, because you've been in jail a couple times for DUI. Don't drink and drive. But so we need to get out of that mindset of you got to go as soon as you're 18, because we're not. A lot of us ain't prepared mentally. Some of us are, but a lot of us ain't prepared mentally. Especially, I know children that's 18, 19. They don't know how to wash their clothes because somebody's always done it for them. Me personally, I'm 46. I can't really hook up no big ass cook and throw down in the kitchen because somebody's always done it for me. A baby mom, a mom, somebody. I just recently learned how to make spaghetti within the last 2 years. I made it. I made it a while ago, trying to put some chili beans in it, and my daughter was here. She was like, "Hey, we ate it. It was like this." And I was like, "Is it good?" She was trying to make me feel good, but my other daughter, she didn't give a fuck, man. That shit's nasty.
And see, in my case, I
my
learned to
answer to
cook
that.
when I was 16. I learned how to cook out of elementary school. So, moms had 5 boys, no girls.
Man.
See,
So,
I didn't get that. It was always given to me, but what I knew how to mop a floor and clean up because I was being incarcerated a lot. So you gonna learn how to do that. But as far as cooking, man, I had to call my baby mom one day and say, "Hey, how do I scramble an egg?" You know what I'm saying?
Hey, and you know what, Gangsta Reese? That's like something like with me and my brother. Like his maturity was more there. Like even when we got on our own. Like it was like when we got our apartment together. Like he was, he was like my dad. Like he like, hey man, we need this for the rent. Like you need give me that.
That's right.
Hey, we need this. I need this for food, and he would go get shopping. I was like a kid under his tutelage. But then when he left,
but you learned from that.
yes, definitely, especially when he left, it was like, okay, I got to do this on my own and just straight up. But it's that maturity level. Like a lot of people just don't have it, and a lot of times you could just tell, even with your children who really more on point to deal with these goons and goblins out here.
Yeah.
See, the age that we are now, that we're getting to, the homeboy says the third quarter of our lives, right?
Yeah.
So now, what you just said, Jaywalk, is now you're looking at your children, who's more of sound mind that can know how to handle business, who's not. Because now when you start filling out beneficiary shit, you got to pick the child that you know is going to handle it the best and not mess it up.
Hey, but it looks like that now. Your kids be looking like they handle their business now, but who's to say 5, 10 years from now how they gonna be?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like a
but
juggle,
then that's
man.
a reflection of you, though. It reflects on you.
Not necessarily, because I'm
How
pretty
so?
sure when you went to the penitentiary, that ain't what your parents had set up for you.
Not at all. But we have free will. We have choices. But
Exactly.
but if I see some unruly children in public, the first thing I think about is their parents.
Huh.
So
that's me. Now if they're children, but if they get grown, now if you go to the penitentiary, you 18 and over. Once you get grown, you can leave all what you learned. Look, Lyle Melendez, they grew up in Beverly Hills. Yeah. They had the best of everything, and they still are in the pen doing life because they killed their parents.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between animals and human beings, is that we have free will. A dog gotta be a dog. It can't be a cat, it can't be a cow, it can't be a giraffe, it gotta be a dog. But you have humans walking around saying, I identify as a woman, or I'm a puppy. You know what I'm
saying?
Yeah.
But I hear you though, JC, and you're right about that.
Yeah, it's hard for us to really dictate what our kids gonna do once they leave the nest, man. You know what I mean? You just pray the tools and the knowledge you gave them while they were up under your care, that's enough for them to make it out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why they're up under us.
Right.
Us
Keep the fingers crossed.
So
almost really.
Would you believe that
really
if your children is a reflection of you? Sorry about that.
Not necessarily.
Do you believe that statement? Because ultimately, are your children a reflection of you in some kind of way? If I was to see your daughters or your son, could I be able to see some of your mannerisms in them?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely.
Huh.
No, wait, real quick.
I gotta think about that one.
No, wait. I agree with that. They are a reflection, because it's like when I see my kids do stuff, and we be like, yeah, I didn't raise you like that. Like, wait, hold on. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I know. Like, that's why none of my children have children. Now, if they have a baby or something and don't take care of it, I'm gonna be like, wait, hold on. I don't know what part of the game is this. You didn't get that from me. You know what I mean? So you do. Like, even when I went to the pen, it was like, I really did. When I got out, I apologized to my mom and dad. I was like, it's not your fault. And I was freaking 27 years old, and that was my mistake I made, because I kind of felt like I let them down, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's now parents letting kids down instead of the kids letting the parents down these days.
What you mean by that?
And what I mean by that, you know, I see a lot of parents trying to satisfy their kids, making sure their kids is happy. Not saying that's not what we should be doing, but at the same time, you know, the kids is not understanding they're supposed to be here to make us happy. They're supposed to be here to make us happy by the things they do, far as grades and things like that. You understand what I mean? We a lot of parents go out of their way to spoil these kids, and I think it should be some type of balance. Instead of letting these kids know you can have whatever you want. You want this? Oh, I'm gonna buy that. You want that? I'm gonna buy that. You understand what I'm saying? Not saying that we don't want to spoil our kids. Everybody want to spoil their kids, because you want to get your kids what you wasn't able to have.
I think
you understand what I mean?
The main thing we want to see them is to do right, the right thing, basically. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that makes us proud and makes us happy, is, okay, you on the right path. And then will make us feel like, okay, we did our job. Like, I know when I'm looking at my children, I see them doing something, I'll be like, who taught y'all how to? I mean, even something like, for example, washing dishes. The way my children wash dishes, we had a whole conversation. I said, I didn't teach y'all how to wash dishes. Y'all must have learned from mama, because I don't wash dishes like that. They get in there, they turn the water on, and one dish at a time, put soap on it, wash it.
I'll be mad to the motherfucker.
My kids did that too. They did that too. They put the liquid on the soap, on the sponge, and then do it. I'm like, what are you doing?
And the water just running like
I'm sitting in
the whole time. Like, whoa.
Yep. So we had a whole conversation on that. And I mean, And that's just like the bigger picture. Is like when they get out into the world, you want them to be doing the stuff that you know that. Like I know when I do stuff, I'll be like, what would my father do? He wouldn't sit here and let this grass just grow. He'd get out there and cut that shit. So that's how I operate. I be reflecting and looking at how would my pops wouldn't let his house get run down like this. Hell
Quick
no.
question.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Quick question for Mr. JC. I was listening to what you were saying, right? As far as the parents trying to giving and spoiling their children. Where do you think the mistake comes in? Because a lot of parents be trying to be their children's friends, and you can't be your children's friends like that. You got to be, because you are an authority figure to them. They trying to be cool. You trying to hang. I made that mistake with my daughters. I thought it was cool for them to be calling me Reese. Oh, Gangsta Reese, come here, Gangsta Reese. And now that they older, I can be somewhere around some other people, and one of them be like, "Hey, Reese, that's Reese over there," and they be like, "Damn, they don't call you dad." But that's a mistake I made when I was younger, thinking I was cool, thinking I was their friend. But when you're friends with your children, yeah, we can kick it and we can hang on a certain level, like a parent hangs with their child. But your friends, I tell my daughter, but your friends ain't concerned about how your grades are in school and all that other shit. Your friends don't care about that. I do. So that's where the distinction of I'm a parent. You know, we can kick it out. I got upset with my daughter. I found out my daughter was smoking weed and she smokes and shit. But she's grown. She do what she do. I was upset when I had a grandchild. Not if she was with her dude, but when I remember one time that she got pregnant, I was like, "Damn, you don't want to think of your daughter getting her back blown out." I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you got to accept it, and the choices that she make at 27 years old. I'm the grandfather now, so I can come play with my granddaughter, and when she gets to tripping and crying, and like, "Hey, I gotta go." That's you. That's your life.
Yeah.
So the question is, what do you think about parents that overly try to remember? One more thing, another point I want to make. We all grew up similarly. Foundational Black American FBA. We all grew up similar. Remember, there was always this. It was always that guy or that girl that went to high school that had the cool parents that could do anything. The house was open. You can go in and out, drink in, smoke, kick it, motherfuckers spend the night over there.
Yeah.
See, I wonder what happened to those people. How did they turn out? Because there was no structure. Structure is our success.
Okay. Got one, Jay Walk?
No, I'm playing. I got the fourth screen. I'm pointing at Mr. JC.
Yeah. Bam, bam, bam.
Oh man, I ain't ready.
The dish parties.
Ooh, man.
You ain't got a girl. You got a girl.
That's how it is.
Right.
No, but to answer my man Reese's question, I mean, yeah, it can come back and bite you. You know, I know a lot of women don't have people to watch their kids, so the kid has to be with the mom all the time. I understand that. You know what I mean? But you still have to parent. You understand what I mean? When you having your kid sitting in the back seat and you on the phone with your girl or your boy, and you still shooting the shit as if your kid not in the back seat listening, that's not showing your kid respect.
Yeah.
So what you think your kid's gonna do when your kid get older?
Yeah, real shit.
Your kid gonna be cussing in front of
They're
you.
gonna emulate you.
Yep.
Yeah. And I
Goes
know
back to
for moms,
what we're saying. They become a reflection of you.
to a certain extent. Because once you get 21 and you get older,
to a certain extent,
you have your mindset as an adult.
Huh.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you remember some of the stuff you learned from your parent, but you didn't took on a whole new mindset because you're an adult now.
Hey, but
so you're supposed
fellas,
to start thinking a different way.
Yeah.
Excuse me, fellas,
supposed
but
to. That's the key word.
This is actually a topic we spoke about what was it, 2 weeks ago? The exact same topic. With the being the kid's friend and not the parent. So let's move on to the other topic at hand with the shooting in Inglewood.
Okay. What happened with that?
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, I thought you had it up there. 4 dead, 1 injured. Brianna Steins was turning 20 years old. Marnisha Hamilton, her sister, 25, also killed. Several suspects burst in and opened fire. One was armed with an assault rifle.
Oh shit.
The two sisters and a male were found dead in the home. Two males rushed to the hospital. One died on the way. The sole survivor is a known gang member with a record in the apparent target. Police say this was not random.
Damn.
That's that fall back over old boy getting killed at that concert, bro.
Draco.
That's that fallback because the Inglewood families and some of the Queen Street and some of the neighborhood Pyrus when he came when they got to tripping out there in the streets with that they was homeboy was beefing with Inglewood and then when he dissed the whole city of Inglewood and then them dudes went up in there hella deep and they jumped on them 15 dudes at that concert and he got killed, he got stabbed up. They put the word out, man. It's gonna be some retaliation on Inglewood, man.
So
right.
you
Well, that might be.
I got a phone call. I got a phone call the other day saying that's what.
Right. But that's a little hearsay. I mean, like you know, what I'm saying that it might be true, probably is true, but let's kind of focus on the tragedy. Really, what that is these young ladies was just having a good time, and that's really like you got to know who your company is. You know what I mean? Like if that's like a lot of guys I hang with. I know cats that's with the business in the streets and all that. Like I really don't fuck with them because here's my language, but I don't really mess with them because um I don't want to get caught up in their mess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's go to a news clip on it and see get a better understanding of it because I haven't seen the news on this one. So let me pull this up real quick.
Yeah, but that was real messy, man. Yeah.
Got it on mute.
Friends opening up about that deadly birthday party shooting in Inglewood. They gathered to remember the 4 people killed as the 5th victim fights for his life. Police calling the shooting a targeted ambush. Eyewitness News reporter Leanne Suter is in Inglewood tonight with new information.
The investigation continuing into the night, and so is the search for those suspects. Here at the scene, the grieving continues. 2 sisters among those gunned down, their family gathering here, pleading for help finding the killers. Gathered by candlelight, family and friends mourn 2 sisters gunned down in an ambush attack at a house party in Inglewood.
It was kids living life, just trying to have fun, celebration. Celebrating life, and it was cut short.
Brianna Steins turned 20 today. She was celebrating her birthday with her big sister, 25-year-old Marnisha Hamilton, both of them studying to become nurses. Authorities say several suspects burst into the party and opened fire, one of them armed with an assault rifle.
Everybody got along with them. They just, all she wanted to do is celebrate her birthday, and the sister came to be with her. And just beautiful ladies. Beautiful young ladies.
5 people in all shot, only 1 survivor. The 2 sisters and a male victim found dead inside the home. 2 other men rushed to the hospital, 1 dying on the way. Authorities say the sole survivor is a known gang member with a lengthy record and the apparent target.
This was a targeted ambush, gang related. It was not random, and it was related to the people that were expected to be at that party.
Neighbors say the owner of the home rented out on Airbnb for parties and say it has been a constant source of problems. And it's now the scene of a quadruple murder. The victim's family and community members urging the public to come forward.
We're asking our community to say what happened. Somebody knows besides those who came and did it and those who laying dead. This lady lost 2 kids.
All right, so we get the gist of it, huh? Man, that was a targeted murder, so, you know, it looked like it could be related to the situation at hand. And, you know, for somebody to just go into somebody's house and just lay it down like that, that's, whew, man, that goes back to our daughters being safe. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead,
That's
Jason.
where's the men that speaking?
Where's the men that speaking? What you mean?
No men speaking at the funeral. No men are speaking at the
vigil.
At the vigil. It's all women speaking. Where's the men?
Huh, man.
Where's the men of the daughters?
Men of the daughters.
Or the girls that got killed? You know what I mean? Where's the fathers of the kids that got killed? Why in the heck are these fathers? Where's the fathers?
Another thing, brother. Another thing,
like out. No, I'm just kidding.
Another thing, I was thinking about when I just looked at that news clip.
Yeah.
The night that it happened, you know, I got a phone call from LA, some people that was in that area, and it was like, man, you know, this just happened right now, and I work in that field. That's what I do for a living. I work in social justice and doing stuff like that, advanced peace through Sacramento, Stockton, and a little bit everywhere. But it's about a reality, man. And when we first got on this podcast, I said that the world that we grew up in is not the same world that the children's growing up in.
That's right.
So even in the world we grew up in and the age we are, we know house parties was a no-no. You know what I'm saying? Especially in Inglewood. Inglewood is a city that has a very large gang presence that is, I'm going to say, 90% blood associated there. You got the Magics, you got Raymonds, you got IVC, you got that, but 90% is mostly bloods. So even if the person's not gangbanging, they are loosely affiliated with that. And you know if it's a house party, one of the main dudes from them Damu gangs is going to be there. Like the thing said, there was an intended target in there. So if we're being smart and intelligent about shit and logical, if we know it's been something happened at a concert and a major person was just killed, and then this other fool get online and say it ain't cool for so-and-so to perform, and it's a green light basically on Inglewood. If it's a green light on Inglewood, me personally, I'm not going to a house party in Inglewood because we don't know who's coming through here trying to seek some revenge.
I hear what you're saying, but when you young like that, you're not really like calculating it. That's a grown man calculation right there, brother. That's a grown man. Like we calculate like that. Like I remember it was a situation where me and Mr. JC, we went to the homie house and he turned his mama house to a dope house. And we sitting there like, wait a minute, it's a crack house. And somebody could rob it, police could raid, and we there like, what the hell we doing here? Like, not like we not with the business, but we not with it right here with this. You know what I mean? And I think that's the same type of situation with them young girls. They just partying, they young, they cute. Yeah, we over here, it's my birthday, turn up, and this guy come through.
I'm gonna have to take the fade on this one, Walt. I'm gonna have to take the fade on this one, man, because them girls had gold on. You understand what I'm saying? So they
thank you for keeping it real, JC.
They hanging with ballers, homie, and majority of ballers is out there banging, out there affiliated. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna tell me news riding these low riders out here in LA wasn't affiliated once upon a time.
And they said they rented out a whole Airbnb just for the party. So, you know, that is some baller type shit.
Another thing, JC, we have that mindset. A lot of when you deep in the streets, even when you young, because you raised like that from 12, you got to put it on, and you kind of raised to be watchful, know, and try to anticipate stuff. But I'm gonna say this about that party, man. I think they got comfortable. They felt we finna be so thick in here. They ain't gonna be stupid to come over here and do that. That's where you make your mistake. When you think that it's not gonna happen, that's when it happened. When you crossing the Golden Gate Bridge during the 9/11 times and you say shit, let's get across this bridge. They not gonna 9/11, New York. Them motherfuckers didn't never think somebody would bomb them buildings. Shit.
Hell no.
This is America. We have this is the best military in the world.
Strongest military.
How dare somebody come over here and somebody hit them buildings?
Yep.
Somebody went to that party in Inglewood and did that. You get comfortable thinking that it's not gonna happen, and it happens, man.
Hey,
so like you said, JC, they every time one of our young people get killed or somebody gets killed, and I'm not saying this as a negative thing. It was a kid out here in called Nutter from Oak. He was in Oak Park area. He was murdered by homeboy. But you see pictures of Nutter for the news. They use his football picture. They use his pictures with the kid. He's smiling. But then when you look at his social media, he's doing this. He fuck the suckers, nigga. I'm with the shit. He got guns, gold grill. He's like this. You don't use them pictures because we want to create a narrative. You know what I mean? So hey, them girls are 20 years old. At 19, 20 years old, I knew maybe I shouldn't come on this area. Maybe this ain't cool over here. We innately have that in us.
Hey, this remind me of a party we had, me and my brother, when we was like in like 15, 16. And we lived in one neighborhood, went to school with another neighborhood, and we had a big ass party, right? And you know, they wasn't going for that. They came and shot that party up. You know what I'm saying? And we thought we was being safe, but I don't even know if we took that into consideration. Now that I'm thinking about it,
not at all.
Yeah, we
Not
just
at all.
have a party, and we're gonna have a good time. Moms and pops them through the party. We celebrating, and all we hear was clack, 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 clack. And one dude got shot. No luck. Fortunately, nobody died during that situation. But you know.
Yeah, that's how it go, man. That's how it go. Like I say, it's unfortunate for these two sisters to die, but I was just looking at how they looked. They were draped. And, you know, where I come from, wasn't no people that I hung out with draped up doing bad. No, they were doing something. They were doing something for their age. Not saying they wasn't getting it on their own, but I'm telling you, whoever they was affiliated with,
yeah,
it's just that type of lifestyle, man. I'm gonna tell you one thing. If you out there saying cuz, if you're out there saying blood, and you ain't never got put on, and you ain't never really been in the hood,
that's right.
You're labeling yourself as an affiliate.
What's up?
And you're putting yourself in danger. If you hanging out with people that saying blood and you hanging out with people that saying cuz, you're setting yourself up either to get put on or either to get killed as a victim circumstance because you're being affiliated with this type of person. So, you know, with that being said, even for the women out there, y'all hanging out with girls that's hanging out with dudes that's saying blood and cuz and y'all not affiliated, guess what y'all doing? Y'all being guilty by affiliation. And if anything come that way, it's coming your way too because you're on that side of the fence. So it's unfortunate. And like I said, as parents, we all want to know where our kids are at, right? Yeah. Those parents knew their kids was at a house party, thinking it was safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure if those parents knew that their daughters were hanging out with some affiliates at that party, they probably would have gave them daughters a little bit of talking to. But at the same time, who's to say those girls would have listened and say,
that's what it is right there, man. That's what it is.
I mean, that's where like it's really kind of hypothetical on the whole situation. Because to be honest, we really don't know. You know what I mean? We really don't know. We just going by what we hearing from the news clippings and stuff like that, and from what we hearing on the street. But just they just was. But the tragedy is, there was just some young girls really just trying to have, from what I've seen, just trying to have some fun, and wrong people was there, invited to the party, and we kind of bad. Like, it's just a sad situation. A mother lost two of her daughters the same night.
That's cold, man. That's a cold situation, dude. Real talk, man. Let's move it forward and move to a different type of news. I don't know, lighter or whatever. But has anybody seen Zaya Wade? She dressed in honor of Kobe Bryant.
Oh my God,
No.
boy!
You haven't seen it, JC?
I want the fade with Dwayne Wade. I want that fade
Oh,
with
swear.
him. I know he probably whooped my motherfucking old ass, but I want that fade. I'm gonna get he need his ass whooped.
Hey, let me pull a picture up of it. Oh man. Yeah, that was a lot of people was hot about that, man. Say Wade, Kobe.
It ain't some suspect stuff again, is it?
The suspect.
You got it, Floyd
Yeah.
X?
Yeah.
Oh man, check this out. Watch. Oh boy.
Let me see.
I'm flying to Miami tomorrow.
I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
So this is the dress right here. Let's see which one the best picture. Is that an honorable or honorary or what you say? This he
paying tribute to.
Yeah.
He's saying he's paying tribute to Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Because this was the 3 years since Kobe's death.
Man. And what's your opinion on it? Anybody got an opinion on it?
I think it's disgusting.
Okay.
I think it's disgusting. But when that little boy is like only 14.
Yeah.
He's 14 years old.
Man.
I'll be like this. Look, son. Okay, you can dress like a girl when you get 18 on your own. So you like this nice house and all your little riches. I'll take all that from you, boy. I build a little house for you in the backyard, homie.
You can't say that though, homie. We live right now, dog. Look.
Oh yeah.
Look.
I mean it.
What's stopping your kid? What's stopping your kid from what you just told him? From going in the bathroom, grabbing a ball and putting it to his brains, and making a mess of your whole bathroom for you to remember him by.
That's not my job to stop that, bro. Listen, that's not my job to stop that. But just to let a 14-year-old kid do whatever the hell they want and say, "Oh, I'm a woman" and all this stuff right now, you too young to make that decision. You too young. Now, when you turn 18, you can do whatever you want. Ain't no way in the world I'm gonna let one of my sons run around with a dress on in my house that I'm paying for and the bills. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. That's my responsibility to regulate that.
I think that you have to approach it with care. Real talk. I mean, if your son say he want to wear a dress, who are you to stop him? You can
I'm that nigga.
You be like, hey, dude, don't do that, son. And he gonna do it anyway. You can't beat it off him. You can't just put hands on him because of it. You gotta say, okay, you do that, all right, and then you gotta every time he come around or whatever, if he under your roof, you gotta be like, hey, son, you can't wear that. Just like the simple, like my mom's, she didn't want us wearing black. Remember, she burned all of our clothes in the living room. She threw them in the living room floor and set them on fire because she didn't want me wearing black, and I still wear black. She couldn't stop me. You know what I'm saying? So if I wanted to wear a dress, she wasn't gonna be able to stop me. You know, you just gotta accept it, really, and just voice your opposition, but you can't, ostracize them. Is what I'm saying.
Reese, what would be I want to hear Reese's point of view on this situation right now.
I think Dwayne Wade and
Gabrielle.
What's his wife's name?
Gabrielle Union.
Gabrielle Union. That's my homeboy cousin. That's crazy. But I think that they're being used as pawns to further the LGBTQ agenda that's being perpetuated, making evil fair seeming like it's normal. It's not normal. You can't produce life. I think that child, which is a child, being given free range to wear dresses and identify as a woman and as a girl so young, and you not supporting it, but you encouraging it. I think that's a mental issue. And that's a mental breakdown. homosexuality was defined in the DSM. That's all the mental health things as a ailment, as a sickness up until 1972 and 73 in the DSM, psychological disorders. And then somehow it was removed. Somebody, somehow, some way, some society, some underhanded thing got it removed out of there. And that's why they're pushing homosexuality. That's why they're pushing pedophilia right now. They're saying it's okay to love a young person, but just don't act on it. You know what I mean? So if you have a child, and I agree. If my son, I have 3 sons. If my son came and said, "Hey, Dad, I'm gay," I don't have to agree with it. Ultimately, that's you. But as long as you around me and under my house, you won't act accordingly to my rules. Mm-hmm. And I talked to Brother Floyd X about this a while back. Not that we had some gay children coming up. It's just we had a conversation about it. It was in the news. Yes. And I said, so your son is a homosexual and he has a boyfriend. He's getting married. First of all, I'm not going to your wedding because I don't agree with that. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna always love you because you're my son, but I don't agree with your lifestyle. Oh, hey, Thanksgiving at your house, Dad, can I bring my dude? You can't bring that dude. I don't want to see him. And if I did let you bring him, you can't be doing that on PDAs. You can't be kissing all that shit. Matter of fact, no, it ain't cool. Don't bring it. Yeah. I don't want nobody over here. You know what I mean? And somebody told me, well, how can you regulate this? And if that's your son, and I give this example. And I did some growing up in Compton. My grandmother in Compton, she didn't want us sagging our pants. So we sag pants everywhere else. But when you got around her in her house, pull your pants up.
That's right.
So when you, son, I know you gay and you doing that fag shit, but when you come over here, you ain't Mauricia, you Maurice. And you gonna be dressed like a male around me. What you do on the street, that's your business. When you around me, like if you guys are up on EJ is a flaming homosexual faggot. You know what I'm saying? That's Magic Johnson's son.
Oh, yeah.
Magic Johnson's son.
Okay.
And they perpetuating that. I don't like that. Yeah. I'm gonna speak to what it is, like Khalid Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's what it is.
I had a question for you, brothers. Though, speaking on when we was touching on the subject about putting our kids out, would that be a term? Would that be a reason for you to tell your kid he had to leave?
Because of homosexuality? I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't put my son out because I've, if I'm not mistaken, that was the situation with my cousin. I think we spoke on this last week. That was the situation with my cousin. You know, his mother rejected him at the door, and a while later he committed suicide. You know.
I wouldn't kick him out.
Nah,
but it's just like what Reese said. What Reese said, you're under my home. You're going to abide by my rules. I mean,
but if that's how he is, if he sits down and use the restroom, he sits down and use the restroom. I
don't have nothing to do with no bathroom stuff. That's
okay.
That's right.
I don't got a camera in there, bro.
If he tends to show characteristics of a female around you and not on for any reason, it's just how he feels, and it makes you uncomfortable every day because you're seeing the characteristics of a female coming out of your son. That's going to go over well with you.
Mr. JC, I'm not a homophobic. If everybody can live their life, and I wouldn't be walking around like, hey, straighten your back out. Like, I'm not doing none of that. But I'm just saying, you're not going to wear no dress, because I know some feminine men. I know some men, men that are kind of feminine, and you thinking like, man, this dude must be gay. Like, I don't trip off of that. I would not have a problem with that. So, but I'm saying the extreme of wearing a dress and stuff like that. I'm on the lines with Mr. Reese right there. Like, so you don't do that the right thing in my house.
So you say it's in your house. If you see your son on the street and he's in a dress, do you acknowledge and give them a greetings and stuff like that. Hey,
Nah. I'm just kidding. Look, man, if he's 18 and older, like what I'm saying, I don't do your thing out there. Do your thing out there.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? As long as you do it right and you working or you in school or whatever, but you in my house, you better change right before you hit my block.
Hey, another thing, if you're worth your weight, if worth your weight as a parent, that's another thing. What if it's your daughter? Think of that too. We always focus on son. What if your daughter bring another female home and this is my girl and whatnot? But if you worth your weight as a parent and you did some rightful parenting, your child's going to respect you to not do that around you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just like I know we all have children, and I know mine. I don't know, you guys might have angels. I know my children go to public school. They probably at school going, fuck bitch, shit, fuck, suck my dick, motherfucker. But they don't talk like that around me.
Right, that's right.
They don't talk like that around me because they know I'm here. But it's been times when my daughter and my son was in the room and they didn't know I was home, and I heard them talking, and he was like, "Fuck you, bitch! Fuck you, nigga! You ain't shit! Something like this, bitch!" And I'm like, "Hey, what you doing?" You know what I'm saying?
That's some real shit.
I told my son Zuri the other day, he was making a sandwich. I'm like, Zuri, hey, you be at school cussing like a motherfucker. Fuck, motherfucker. He's like, no. Oh, yes, you do. I heard you cuss before. You just don't do it around me because you got respect for me. So if you was a homosexual, you're not going to do it around me because you know I don't like it. So I ain't going to do it around him because I don't want to hear my dad's mouth and see him looking at me crazy.
But I don't think that's the same thing as having a certain feeling within inside of your body. I don't think that's the same. You understand what I'm saying? Because we're talking about a characteristic.
Are you around a lot of gay people, Mr. JC?
No.
Okay, so I've been around a lot of gay people before, and they have a thing that they call when a gay man is married to a woman, they call it, that's his beard, to try to hide. So since a lot of gay men are able to act masculine, I know a lot. I worked at Job Corps. A lot of gay dudes that was over there, children, young people, and they wasn't all feminine and flaming. There's some it's just like regular dudes. They just like dudes.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So I think that's a prejudice that we have, that we think all homosexuals is flaming homosexual feminine, but some is just like regular dudes and shit. But they deal with other dudes, and I know something like that. But then I've met one or two that was flaming though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the mannerisms, you be a regular dude, it's just at the end, like Eddie Murphy said, you could be cool with a gay dude, but then at the end of the day, what you about to do? I'm going to have a beer. I'm gonna go do this. All right, see you later. You do your thing.
But yeah, it's a mess, man, right now. You know what I mean? Because when you're filling out a digital application for a job, it don't have male and female no more. I have like 5 different what's that, prefixes or self-text or whatever the heck. Yeah.
They call it personal personal pronouns. Preferred personal pronoun.
Yeah.
I identify as he, him, and his.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, have you I know you guys in down south, and I know in the Bay Area, when I say Bay Area, towards Frisco, Berkeley, Oakland, have you guys had to encounter a gender neutral restroom yet?
Yes. Yes. Yep. They got them in stores. They got them like at restaurants. And,
I mean, when you in there taking the piss at the piss pot, and then out the stall comes a female.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's here. I've been in there, and it makes you so it makes you so uncomfortable that you just took a piss and you at the sink wash your hands, and out the stall in the same bathroom there's a woman coming out dressed in her dress.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I haven't encountered that yet, and you know, I wouldn't go into a restroom. I knew it was male and female could go into the same one. I know they have the ones that you lock it behind you, And they got a male.
Nah, this is an old regular. Everybody can be in their restroom.
I wouldn't go in there, dude. I wouldn't use it.
So don't go to Berkeley.
Okay, I wouldn't feel respectable taking a piss and some women sitting in a stall doing the same thing. You know, I'm like, oh, this ain't right. So,
you hearing her shitting and farting and all kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would. I go piss on the tree. Shit.
Right. That's what it is, bro.
Yep. We'll talk.
Focus up, hour, baby.
Focus up, baby.
So
we get that outro music, baby, when we get up out of here.
Let's see what we got cracking.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Reese, we appreciate your time today,
I appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What y'all man got
always
going
good
on
to
this weekend?
talk to black men and conversate with some brothers, man. Exercise your mind, man.
Iron sharpens iron, baby. I love it. How you been, Mr. Reese? What's been up with you, baby? What's been up with you?
Staying out the way, man. Making $1 million plan, man.
Got you. Yes, indeed. That's what's up.
Well, that's our show. We're about to end this broadcast. Thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate y'all viewership, and thanks to our guest, Mr. Reese. Be sure we'll bring him on again in the future. He got some good. He gives good information. His perspective is on point. It's much appreciated. Bring it to the show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All the time.
Thank you, everybody, and we'll see y'all next week, 9 a.m.
Thank y'all, brothers. Appreciate y'all.
Focus up, baby.
Focus up. You get to go to our website, focusupshow.com.
Share, like, please.
Yep. All right. That's it.
All right, y'all.